Naoya Inoue's preparation for Junto Nakatani is starting to feel less like a normal fight camp and more like the build-up to a national sporting event. Inoue has already done more than enough to earn his place among the greatest fighters of this era, but this matchup carries a different kind of energy. It is not just another title fight, not just another undefeated champion defending his position, and not just another night where fans expect the monster to deliver. This is Japan's biggest modern boxing conversation, and every detail coming out of training camp is adding to the hype. What makes Inoue so fascinating is the way he lives like a champion long before he walks into the ring. There is no wasted motion, no dramatic public show, and no need for loud attention. His day is built around control. It begins early with the kind of road work that most people never see, but every elite boxer understands. Quiet streets, open roads, steady breathing, and the same repeated goal: build the engine before testing the weapons. For a fighter like Inoue, conditioning is not just about lasting 12 rounds. It is about staying explosive from the first minute to the last second. His morning runs are not casual jogs. They are part of a larger system designed to keep his stamina, speed, and recovery sharp. The work outside the gym often includes sprints, movement drills, and controlled footwork patterns that help him stay balanced when the fight becomes uncomfortable. Against Junto Nakatani, that balance matters more than ever. Nakatani is tall, rangy, composed, and dangerous from distance. Inoue knows this is not a fight where he can rely only on power. He has to close space intelligently, control rhythm, and make every entry count. After the road work, the early physical session begins with stretching, mobility, and light shadow boxing. This is where Inoue's discipline really shows. Even in the calmer part of training, every movement has purpose. His shoulders loosen, his feet slide into position, and his punches come out compact and clean. Nothing looks forced, nothing looks careless. That is one of the reasons trainers and analysts speak about him with so much respect. He does not just train hard, he trains with precision. Once Inoue gets into the gym, the entire atmosphere changes. The quiet rhythm of the morning turns into the sharp sound of gloves hitting pads, bags thudding under pressure, and coaches watching every detail. This is where the technical work begins. Inoue drills combinations, defensive reactions, angles, counters, and timing. His style may look explosive on fight night, but that explosion is prepared through repetition. He is not guessing in the ring. He is reacting from habits built over thousands of rounds in training. The heavy bag session is where people really understand why the nickname The Monster has followed him for so long. Inoue's punches are not wide or reckless. They are short, direct, and accurate. He does not need a huge windup to create damage. The force comes from balance, timing, and the way his whole body connects behind each shot. That is why boxing experts often say his power sounds different. It is not just the punch landing. It is the speed, snap, and precision all arriving together. But the Nakatani fight demands more than power. Nakatani brings qualities that cannot be ignored. He has reach, he has timing, he has composure. He does not look like a fighter who will panic just because Inoue is standing across from him. That is exactly why Inoue's camp has been so intense. Reports around his preparation have pointed to nearly 80 rounds of sparring, with different partners used to recreate different problems Nakatani may present on fight night. That kind of sparring volume tells you how seriously Inoue is treating this challenge. Sparring is where a fight camp becomes real. Pad work can look sharp, bag work can sound impressive, and shadow boxing can show rhythm, but sparring reveals whether a fighter is truly ready to solve problems under pressure. Inoue's sparring rounds are not treated like light practice. They are used to test distance, reaction time, defense, timing, and decision-making. Each partner brings a different look, and each round becomes another chance to prepare for what Nakatani might do. Distance is one of the biggest keys in this matchup. Against a taller opponent, Inoue cannot simply walk forward without consequences. He has to decide when to enter, when to draw a reaction, and when to explode. Nakatani's reach could make the outside range dangerous, but Inoue's footwork and timing have always been among his greatest strengths. If he can slip into range without taking clean shots, he can turn Nakatani's height into a disadvantage by forcing exchanges at closer distance. Footwork has become a major focus in Inoue's preparation. His ability to stay balanced while moving in and out is what allows him to punch with power without overcommitting. A lot of punchers lose control when they chase knockouts, but Inoue rarely looks out of position. He can punch, reset, defend, and attack again without looking rushed. That is what makes his combinations so dangerous. They are not random bursts, they are controlled attacks. Outside the gym, Inoue's lifestyle stays just as disciplined. His diet is known for being simple, clean, and rooted in traditional Japanese meals. Rice, fish, vegetables, and light broth-based dishes give him the energy he needs without weighing him down. During fight camp, nutrition is not about eating fancy food. It is about recovery, weight control, and keeping the body ready for another hard session the next day. Inoue's meals reflect the same attitude as his boxing: clean, measured, and built for performance. That does not mean he lives like a machine every second of the day. After training, he has been seen relaxing with simple meals at local restaurants, giving himself a chance to recover mentally as well as physically. That balance matters. Fight camp can be draining, especially for a fighter carrying national expectations. Inoue may be calm in public, but the pressure around a fight of this size is real. The ability to relax, refuel, and reset is part of staying sharp. Many boxing experts continue to describe Inoue as one of the most complete fighters they have ever watched. Some compare his level of dominance and precision to greats like Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, not because he fights exactly like them, but because he has that rare feeling of control. Mayweather mastered defense and distance. Pacquiao brought speed, angles, and explosive offense. Inoue blends elite power, timing, defense, footwork, and combination punching in a way that feels almost unfair when he is at his best. The question people keep asking is simple: how does a fighter of Inoue's size generate that kind of power? The answer is not only strength, it is technique. It is balance. It is timing. It is the ability to land punches exactly where they need to land, with the body positioned perfectly behind them. He does not always need one huge punch to finish an opponent. Sometimes he overwhelms them with fast, accurate combinations until they can no longer process what is coming back. That is why his pound-for-pound ranking continues to be such a major topic. Inoue has made it clear that he sees himself at the very top of boxing, even in a conversation that includes names like Alexander Usyk and Terence Crawford. And whether fans agree or debate the order, his case is strong. He is undefeated. He has conquered multiple divisions. He has become undisputed, and he keeps carrying his power upward against bigger opponents. That is exactly what pound-for-pound greatness is supposed to measure. At the same time, Junto Nakatani is not walking into this fight like a man who has already accepted second place. His camp has also been intense, with sharp sparring, world-class partners, and a clear focus on timing, durability, and tactical adjustments. Nakatani understands the size of the opportunity. Fighting Inoue is not just about winning belts or protecting an unbeaten record. It is about changing the entire direction of Japanese boxing history. Nakatani has made it clear that he does not see Inoue as some unbeatable mythical figure. The nickname may be the Monster, but Nakatani has taken the position that Inoue is still human, still beatable, and still someone who can be hurt if the right plan is executed. That confidence is important because fear can destroy a fighter before the opening bell. Nakatani cannot afford to admire Inoue too much. He has to respect him, but he also has to believe there is a path to victory. That belief is what makes this fight so exciting. Inoue is not facing someone who is just happy to be there. Nakatani has been building toward this kind of moment for years. He has moved through divisions, sharpened his style, improved his physical strength, and placed himself in position for a massive showdown. He knows that stepping in with an undefeated champion like Inoue requires more than talent. It requires complete mental focus and the courage to take risks when the moment demands it. There is also a growing feeling that Inoue versus Nakatani could become one of the biggest boxing events in Japanese history. Fighters, analysts, and fans have all pointed to the significance of two elite Japanese champions meeting at this level. Bam Rodriguez has also spoken about the size of the matchup, calling it the kind of fight that could create a historic atmosphere in Japan. For many boxing fans, this is not just another big fight. It is a fight that represents the strength of Japanese boxing on the world stage. Rodriguez has also been linked to future conversations involving Inoue, depending on timing and results. That adds another layer to the situation. If Inoue beats Nakatani, fans will immediately ask what comes next. Could there be another major international matchup? Could Inoue continue climbing into even bigger fights? Could Rodriguez eventually become part of that picture? Boxing moves quickly when the right names line up, and Inoue is now in a position where every win creates another major storyline. One criticism often made about Inoue is that he may not be as famous outside Japan as his talent deserves. That is not because boxing people fail to respect him. Among serious fans, he is already viewed as one of the best fighters alive. The issue is visibility. Unlike many Western stars, Inoue does not spend much time chasing media attention. He is not constantly doing podcasts, creating viral moments, or building his brand through controversy. His interviews are usually calm, brief, and often handled through a translator. That quiet personality is part of who he is, but it may also limit how far his fame reaches with casual sports fans, especially in the United States. Many of his biggest fights take place in Japan, and the time zones, language barrier, and lack of constant media exposure can create distance. Hardcore boxing fans know exactly who he is, but casual fans who know names like Mike Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather, or Manny Pacquiao may not fully understand just how special Inoue is. Still, there is something powerful about the way Inoue has built his name almost entirely through performance. He does not need drama to trend. He does not need trash talk to sell the danger. He simply keeps winning, keeps knocking out elite fighters, and keeps proving that the hype is justified. In a boxing world where personality often sells faster than skill, Inoue is a reminder that greatness can still force attention on its own terms. Inoue has also explained that there is not a major difference between who he is inside and outside the ring. He does not try to become a different character for cameras. What fans see after fights is close to who he really is: calm, controlled, and direct. The real switch happens during training and competition. That is when his focus locks in, his intensity rises, and the quiet personality turns into something much more dangerous. At 32 years old, Inoue is also starting to look at the wider picture of his life and career. He is still competing at an elite level, and there is no sign that he is ready to slow down immediately. But he understands that boxing careers do not last forever. Retirement is becoming a more realistic subject, and he has already thought about what could come after the final fight. Working alongside his longtime coach and helping develop future fighters may become part of his next chapter. That makes the Nakatani fight even more meaningful. Inoue is not at the beginning of his career anymore. He is in the phase where legacy becomes the main focus. Every major fight now carries historical weight. Every win adds another layer to how he will be remembered. Every challenge becomes part of the final argument for where he belongs among boxing's greatest modern champions. For Nakatani, the motivation is completely different, but just as strong. This is his chance to take the crown from the man many consider the best fighter in the world. It is the kind of fight that can transform a career overnight. A win over Inoue would not just make Nakatani a champion, it would make him a global boxing name instantly. That is why his confidence matters, his preparation matters, and his belief that Inoue is just human matters. The big question now is whether Nakatani can turn belief into reality. Can his reach disrupt Inoue's rhythm? Can his timing keep the monster from getting inside? Can he stay composed when Inoue starts putting combinations together? Or will Inoue's pressure, precision, and power once again prove too much? That is what makes this matchup so gripping. It has skill, national pride, undefeated records, pound-for-pound stakes, and two fighters who truly believe they are ready for the moment. Inoue is training like a man determined to protect his throne. Nakatani is preparing like a challenger who sees a real opening. And when those two mindsets meet in the ring, Japanese boxing could get one of the biggest nights it has ever seen. So now the boxing world waits. Will Naoya Inoue continue his reign and remind everyone why he is called the Monster? Or will Junto Nakatani become the man who finally breaks through and changes the entire conversation? Whatever happens, this fight has the feeling of something bigger than a normal championship bout. It feels like a defining chapter for Japanese boxing and possibly one of the most important fights of Inoue's legendary career.